we are talking about getting intentional with your time. I typically will record an episode like this every year as we roll into the last quarter of the year. I am recording this live on October 1st, 2024. So, that being said, we have 3 months left of the year. So, I want to talk to you about the difference between staying busy versus being intentional and getting yourself out of the rut of saying, I just don't know where the time went. I have no idea where the time is going. I want you to be able to always say, I know where the time went. The time went doing X, Y, and Z. Okay. And I do this every year to kick off the last quarter. And we are here. Like it's wild, isn't it? Like how we are approaching the end of the year. We are rolling into the holidays. We are in my favorite month of October. And for those of you that don't know, and if you're new here, October is a very busy month for me. Number one, it's my favorite month. It's my favorite season. I love fall. I love all things Halloween. And I actually got married on Halloween Eve on October 30th. We had a masquerade ball wedding because, hello, Halloween. And my children are both born in October. My husband is born in October. So we just have a lot going on this month and all good things, like all good things going on, right? We talk about good stress and bad stress, having a lot of birthdays, having the holidays coming up. While these are things we often will look forward to and we are excited about, it still creates good stress of thinking and planning and making sure we've gotten all the things together that we need for the different events. And I think everyone can relate. You may not have that many birthdays this month in your family, but we are rolling into the holiday season and things are about to get really busy, really fast. And a lot of people that are in the emotional eating boat have a mindset of, well, it's October, so I'm going to just throw the towel in. I'm going to just wait until January to get back on my weight loss train. There's no point in trying. Like the year is ending. Why even do that now? And there's a lot of reasons why you should do that now and why you shouldn't throw the towel in and why you shouldn't tell yourself you're going to wait till January. And waiting till January is so stupid anyway. No offense, been there, done that many a times. But because people will say, oh, I could not possibly lose weight this time of year with all these events and holidays and parties and things to do and prep and plan. And the thing about it is, if you don't learn how to manage your emotions and manage yourself in those busy times, there's always going to be something going on in your life, no matter what, good or bad. All right, so let's face the music, right? Face the music. We have a total of 13 weeks between now, October the 1st, and New Year's Eve. 13 weeks. For some people, that's going to seem like a lot of time, and for other people, it's not going to seem like a lot of time. However you're looking at it, we all know that once you're in the thick of it, it's just going to go like this, right? And it doesn't help when the stores, and you go in the stores in August and they've already got the Halloween stuff out. You go in the stores on October 1st and everything is 60% off. They're already shoving the Halloween out in the little corner and they've got the boxes of Christmas just boiling over. Some of it's got on the shelves already. I was in a store this morning and they were like stocking Christmas. Some of it was up, some of it wasn't, but I've been to plenty of stores. Hello, Walmart. I'm looking at you. They've got the trees, they've got the decor, they've got everything ready to go. So it's very easy to fall into this line of thinking that we're just constantly being rushed, because when you look at it from the society we're in, the world that we're in, they are trying to rush us because it's all about the dollar at the end of the day. And so we've got to take control of how we interpret our time. We don't get more time in the day. We can't create more time, but we have to be intentional of how we spend our time. And there's those quotes, and I absolutely despise this quote that says, Everyone has the same amount of time in the day, including Beyonce. Okay, whatever. That is the dumbest. Whoever wrote that needs to be slapped, because she is walking around with assistants and helpers and a team and God knows what else. We don't have that as little peasant people, regular people running around the world. If you're seeing quotes like that, don't let that make you feel bad. That quote is absolute trash, in my opinion. So we've got 13 weeks, so it's okay. What are we doing with this time? And I am such a big fan of, I know I talk about this a lot, you have got to have a seasonal to-do list, a seasonal bucket list, if you will. I do this all the time because I don't want the season to pass me by and I didn't get to do the things I would love to do that are really part of that season. So what does your fall bucket list look like? I'm not talking about your bucket list that you want to travel to Paris and you want to go to Rome and you want to travel, you want to go on a world cruise before you die. We're not talking about that. It's a lot more simple. It's a lot more simple. So simplify that, right? In the fall, I know I'm going to go ham decorating for Halloween. Y'all watching on YouTube can already see I've got my desk here decorated. We've got the stuff going on. I have turned my downstairs into a fortune teller's lair, a fortune teller's caravan, if you will. I'm obsessed with the theme. I love all the purples and the crystals and all the magic stuff. And that is really, I've just been having so much fun with that. So I know that I want to decorate for Halloween. The kids love it. They get so excited and happy and they just really just enjoy that as well and making those memories with them. I know that I'm going to want to go to the pumpkin patch with my family. Now, side note, we don't buy our pumpkins there. I refuse to spend that obscene amount of money on a pumpkin that's going to sit on our front porch that we're going to carve out with a knife. It's going to go rotten in a couple days and we're going to trash it. No, honey, we are going to the Walmart and we are picking out our pumpkins, which we actually just did. We did over the weekend. So everybody gets their own pumpkin. Even Chewy gets one. So we get him the little one. But we just go to Walmart, keep it simple. And then we go to the pumpkin patch to do the photos, to have the experience, right? But we're not buying our front porch pumpkins over there. So I know I want to do that. I know I want to go do the kids and I want to go do a corn maze. They want to go play in the leaves. We want to go pick apples. What are the things in the fall that you really want to do? Right? That you want to enjoy. And it can be so simple. Like it can literally be, I just want to relax in my living room with my pumpkin spice candles going, with a Halloween fall ambiance up on the, if y'all aren't using ambiances, I have to put y'all on because we do that all the time. So if you go on YouTube and you just search fall ambiance, Halloween, I've been loving the Halloween. It's a fortune teller caravan. It matches my decor for Halloween like perfectly. So I just put that up on the big TV, which is sitting between my shelves with all my decor. And I put the backlighting on and I just want to sit and enjoy and listen to the rain sounds on an ambiance and drink my pumpkin spice, whatever. Like it doesn't have to be something complicated. It can be these little joyous things in life that we often take for granted. We often don't think about. And it doesn't have to be some big drawn out thing. So I like going to, so usually for our Halloween costumes, I order everything online. I'm just an online shopper type of girl, but I like going to the stores. I like going to the stores and looking at the animatronics and looking at the costumes and getting ideas. And that's like a little outing for us that we'll go do. It doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be over the top. It can be these little simple things. But if you're not intentional and you don't make the list, then you find yourself going, oh my God, where did the time go? Oh my God, Thanksgiving is next week. And it keeps you focused. It keeps you from having those delusional moments of like amnesia moments where you're just like, I don't know where the time went. So go out and make your seasonal bucket list. What do you want to do for fall between now? And it doesn't even have to just be for fall. You could, because technically it's fall up until a week before Christmas, which I know for me, I don't think of December as fall, even though scientifically it is. So maybe you do a Q4 bucket list instead. In the last quarter of the year, October, November, December, these are the things I want to make sure I do in October. These are the things I want to do in November. And these are the things I want to do in December. I'm not talking about your work stuff. I'm not talking about your organizing the house. I'm not talking about the tasks. I'm talking about the enjoyment, the joy. Like, how can you relish in the season, right? And really enjoy what it's all about, what it's all about. So make that list, okay? And then you have to, it's not enough to have the list, right? You got to have a plan. You have to have a plan. So we have 13 weeks. So we've only got so many weekends that are going to be good for Halloweening. I'm going to call it that, for Halloweening. So in the next couple of weeks, we know we have Halloween on the 31st. That's one night. That's the trick-or-treating. That's going out, taking the kids out trick-or-treating, whatever. But there are Halloween-themed events happening pretty much every single weekend. Online, get that calendar out. I check Facebook events. We have a local, like, things to do type of website that's good for kids and families. I get on those things and I just start looking for stuff to do. And yeah, so that's what you got to do. Have a plan, figure out how you're going to get things done, when you're going to go, all that good stuff. So that also Friday comes, if you work a typical week and Friday comes around, you're just like, I don't know what to do. And now you've wasted your time, right? You're wasting time because you don't know what to go out and do. The other part of that with a plan, and we're talking about weight loss in particular, is you need to decide now. First of all, I don't want you to throw in the towel. Please do not throw in the towel and just say, F it, I'm done for the year. But you need to have a plan that says, okay, between now and New Year's Eve, my goal is to lose 15 pounds. Okay, that's very doable. My plan between now and the new year is I just want to maintain. Like, I don't care if I don't care if I lose another pound this last quarter, but I know I don't want to gain. Okay. You can also have a plan to say, I'm taking the rails off and I am allotting for a gain of at least of 10 pounds maximum, something like that. It's okay to do that too. What's not okay is when you go blind and you mentally throw in the towel and then you start your January 1 regret list. Your January 1, oh my God, how did I get here? Can't believe this is happening again. Blah, blah, blah. Same old sob story year after year. We don't want that for you. We want you to have a plan to say, okay, even through the holidays, I'm going to continue losing and I would like to see about 15 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever that is. Either the lose, maintain, or gain. So that way, you're not setting yourself up to fail emotionally. You're not setting yourself up to fail because you have given yourself expectations, right? You've given yourself expectations. And when you give yourself expectations, you don't have the ability to look around and go, how did this happen? You were very intentional with your time and your behavior and your actions. So have that plan. The other thing you really have to do is you have to have the vision. You have to do a lot of visioning exercises. And one of the things that I really like doing is thinking about New Year's Eve, right? Thinking about New Year's Eve and getting dressed up, whether you're going out to dinner, you're going to the club, you're partying at home, whatever that looks like, right? You envision yourself standing in front of the mirror with your cute sequin black dress on or whatever. You're going to have one of two conversations, right? You're going to have one of two conversations. One conversation is going to look like this. You look at yourself and all is disgust. You feel disgust. You look in the mirror and you can't stand what you look in the mirror and you just see yourself like bigger. You're like, oh my God, I've gained so much weight. I look awful. Nothing looks good. You try on a bunch of different outfits, none of which in your mind did you want to be wearing, but you're now at a desperation point where you're just trying on whatever fits because it's too late to go to the store. It's too late to order online. It's too late to lose the weight you wanted to lose. So here you are. How are you going to handle it? So you end up wearing something you don't feel comfortable in. You don't like how it looks. It doesn't feel good for the occasion, right? It doesn't feel New Year's Eve-ish because you didn't plan for it. And you're just going through the inner fat bitch chatter. You're beating yourself up. You're telling yourself, I can't believe this happened again. How did I get here? I'm never doing this again. You know what? Tomorrow is January 1st and I am going to start over. I'm going to start fresh. This is going to be my year. This is going to be the year I'm never big again. This is going to be the year I never feel like I lose all my weight and I never have to do it again. And you promise yourself all of these, you overpromise and you end up under delivering for the year and you find yourself right back there again. That's one conversation. That's one way that conversation can go. You've got your cute little black dress on, the one that you had been eyeing on Instagram. You had been looking at it on Amazon, and you get in front of the mirror and you got your hair done, your nails done, makeup's looking good. And you were just like, damn, like I look really good. I'm so excited for tonight. Like all this hard work has paid off. And this doesn't have to mean that you're at your goal weight. This doesn't have to mean any of that. It just means that you are where you envisioned yourself to be. Whether that was gaining, losing, or maintaining. You are where you envisioned yourself you would be when you looked in the mirror. You do so much visioning exercises and thinking about our future self so that when the time comes, it's damn, here I am. I have arrived. And we don't want to stand in front of the mirror and have amnesia and wonder how did I get here? How is this happening again? And then giving ourselves all the over promising, and then we end up desperate dieting and we just keep repeating the cycle and repeating the cycles. You've got to have that seasonal list. You've got to have a plan, and you've got to do the visioning. Every single day you are envisioning where you want to be at the end of the year. What do you want to look like? How do you want to feel? What do you want to be able to do? And y'all love when I start talking about this, so I had to bring it up because I cannot talk about Q4. I cannot talk about the holidays unless I talk about this. And that is, why are you allowing holiday-shaped chocolate to fuck up your life? You're right. I said it. Why are you allowing holiday-shaped chocolate to fuck up your life? Here's what I mean. All of y'all going and hoarding, and I've been guilty of it too. You see the pumpkin-shaped Reese's cups. You see the bat-shaped Reese's. You see this, oh my God, I gotta have it. And you eat the whole freaking bag. And then 2 weeks later, we're going to the store and they're starting to put out the Christmas stuff. And now we've got Christmas tree-shaped chocolate. Here's a news flash for you. In a couple of months, and it's not even a couple of months, it's going to be around New Year's Eve, you're going to slowly see them shoving the Valentine's shit in the aisles, right? They start sneaking it in. They put it at the weirdest places. You'll be shopping for clothes. I know, like when I'm looking for kids' clothes, I'll start to see holiday items or Valentine items. And I'm like, why is this randomly sitting here on this shelf or in this little display? So they're going to start shoving the Valentine stuff during Christmas. And whether it was a pumpkin, a Christmas tree, or a heart, or an Easter egg a couple months after that, it is all the same chocolate. Period. So why I bring this up is because we've got to get out of this binging scarcity mindset of, oh my God, if I don't buy the jack-o'-lantern pumpkin Reese cups, I'm never going to get to have them again. You will. They just might be shaped differently. And here's the other thing. OMG. Even if they're not in a shape, they sell them all year long. Okay. So when we get ourselves out of that scarcity mindset that we can't have something or we can only have it at this time, we start to change our behavior that we're not consuming every single thing in one sitting or eating the whole bag or whatever. And look, here we go. Here it is. Y'all watch it on YouTube. You can see it. Reese's Bats. Javi was begging for these, and we've had these downstairs in the pantry. It's been like a month because I want to say school had already started. So my point in saying that is they are in my house. I don't consume the whole thing. I might have one once in a while, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not telling you not to have the holiday treats. By all means, please enjoy the season, and that includes the food. But what I'm saying is when you are telling yourself, I can only have it now, I can only have it now, that's when you are going to go back into that behavior of overdoing it, emotionally eating, binging, and just thinking you can never have this again. When you tell yourself, I could have a Reese's cup any day of the year. Any day of the year, I could have myself a Reese's if I wanted to. Something about knowing you can do something whenever you want, you would think that that would cause you to emotionally eat or binge on that item. But it actually does the opposite, because you now say, I can have whatever I want when I want it. I can just have a little bit at a time, or one of these at a time. And same thing with Thanksgiving, right? Like, I love Thanksgiving food. I really enjoy it. I will usually eat Thanksgiving food for leftovers the whole weekend. And I don't really crave it the rest of the year. I really don't. I think between that Thanksgiving, the weekend, and then having some of those items again for Christmas, for me, I just don't really crave it the rest of the year. However, but I've given myself permission that, hey, if you were craving candy yams or broccoli casserole or dressing in oyster dressing, if you were craving those any time of the year, you could just cook it. You could have a Thanksgiving themed dinner. You don't have to do all the dishes for Thanksgiving and go all out, but you could make something simple for yourself and your family, and giving yourself permission to know, I can have this food any time of year. It's not like they only sell this stuff in the store in October, November, right? So that just really makes a difference. And on that list, your bucket list can include the food. Like, I want to enjoy apple cider, right? I want to get myself a pumpkin spice, or for Thanksgiving, I'm going to cook blank this year and try that. So just be intentional, right? It's just about being intentional and not being busy, because there's a difference between busy and intention. Busy is, you're just, oh my God, the kids got a Halloween party tomorrow and I forgot to buy the candy. And oh my God, trick or treat is on Thursday and I'm not prepared for it. Oh my God, their birthdays, I haven't booked their birthday parties. Or Thanksgiving is coming up and I haven't done the shopping, and you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. You're always frazzled. You're always on the go, busy mentality. That is a different vibe than, all right, kids' birthday parties are coming up. Let me make a list. Let me make a list of what I need to do. Halloween is coming up. All right, I need to make sure we buy costumes for Javi, for Kat, for Chewy, for me, for Frank. Let me get that going. Let me start prepping and planning and be intentional with my time, right? You are still going to be busy, but not busy. Does that make sense? Like, you're being intentional with your time. And so that the time's going to fly no matter what. At the end of the year, or at November 1st, when we're talking again a month from now, you're not sitting there going, wow, where did October go? What did I even do? Where did it go? Like, how is it already November 1st? You can say to yourself, and my goal for all of you should be to be able to say, yeah, it did go by pretty quick, but I know exactly where it went. And that's my personal goal as well, that I know the time's going to go by fast. It always does. But I want to be able to say, but I know exactly where it went. It went by fast because we were doing, and I look at my list, we were doing all these things on our fall bucket list. We went to the pumpkin patch. We went up to the apple farm. We went fall foliage looking in the mountains. We did We had a ball for Halloween. Like, we had a Halloween party with the kids dressed up as this, and just being able to say how you filled that time. And also, not to get it twisted that you have to be on the go and doing all the time, because you don't. You can be in a season where you want to slow down. I mentioned that earlier. Like, your bucket list can be, I want to have more slow nights at home. I want to have more nights at home where I've got my cozy blanket, I've got my cup of pumpkin spice, I have the rain sounds on the ambiance on the TV, and I want to curl up and just read some spooky books, or I want to read some crime novels, or I want to watch some of these Halloween movies that are on TV. It doesn't have to be go out of the house and doing this and doing that. You decide what kind of season you want to have, what kind of vibe you want to have, what kind of pace do you want to go at? And for me, my personal preference is I need a little bit of both. I need a little bit of the going out. I need a little bit of chilling it, because I love to be at home on a rainy night and just have the Halloween thing on the TV, maybe read some books. Like, I enjoy that, and I am leaning into that more the older I get, that it's okay to not want to go all crazy and go out and about and do it big. There's a time and a place, right? And I have to just share on a personal note here. Over the weekend, Frank and I went on a date. My parents had called me earlier in the week. They said, hey, we're going to be in town over the weekend. Would you like us to watch the kids on Saturday so you and Frank can? I said, say less. And I said, what time do you want to come over? I said, for us, it does not matter. Like, you could tell us we're going to come at 6:00 in the morning and watch the kids till 8 a.m. And we will be out of that driveway like bats out of hell. Okay. So you just tell us. And so we ended up they came over around 3:00, and we ended up finding a really good happy hour, like really good drink specials, really good food specials. And we got there about close to 4. And we had this date from about 4:00 to 8:00, and it was fantastic. I was like, why have we never done this before? And a lot of it is thinking date night. We don't get many of them, right? Him and I have not had many of those in the last 4 years. So when I think of date night, it's like, we got to go big. We got to be dressed to the nines. We got to go to the big fancy dinner at the Cavalier if you're local. That's what we did last year on our anniversary. And we got to go to the club, and we got to stay out late. We got to do this, and we got to do that. And I don't really want to do that. I just don't feel that anymore. Like, the place we went is like it's a beachy restaurant, and it's just a beachy vibe. The beach is right across the street, actually. And I had put my heels in the car, and we got in the parking lot, and I had my like flip flops on, and I told Frank, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't really want to wear these. Like, and I always felt, oh my God, if I ever say I don't want to wear heels, like, I'm done, I'm over, my life has ended. But I just want to wear shorts and flip flops and be in the beach lifestyle and be okay with that. And I am. And he was so funny. He was like, whether you wear the heels or you wear the flip flops, you're still going home with me. Like, you got a point there. So do what makes you feel good, what makes you feel comfortable. And we went to happy hour, had a couple drinks, had some amazing seafood. And then I was like, babe, can we because earlier in the day I had joked about going to Hobby Lobby or Home Goods. And he's, listen, you get me drunk, you can take me to Home Goods. So we were joking about that. But anyway, we ended up going to Home Goods. I got this obnoxious, amazing, fantastic, fabulous Halloween decor. If you're on my Instagram, you saw it. It is literally a fortune teller stand for the front porch. Like, this has been my favorite year of decorating. We got a skeleton. We dressed her up. It's Miss Cleo. And I used some of my old jewelry. It's this old turban I had. We dressed her up. Go on my Instagram. I'm going to make a reel I'm going to make a reel soon, but it was on my stories the other night. You're going to see it. So just go over there at Irresistible Icing. I'm having so much fun with it. Frank was like, I was looking at it, and he's like, babe, get it. And I'm like, what? I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, let's get it. And so it was just hilarious just seeing him walking through the aisle into the line with this massive, like, fortune teller purple table thing. And oh my God, it's just been so much fun. So we did that. We went to Walmart because we were looking for our skeleton, and it was just so much fun. Like, date night doesn't have to be the typical going big and going to the fancy restaurant. Like, him and I would much rather go to the low key places where they've got good drinks, they've got good food, and just be relaxed. That's where we're at, and that's totally fine. So do what makes you happy, not what you think society wants of you. And that goes to all areas, whether it's where you want to go, what you want to do, how you dress, what you look like. Just do what makes you happy. So the name of the game is being intentional, not being busy for the sake of being busy. Have that seasonal list, create a plan based on that. Do your visioning constantly of who you want your future self to be. And we can think about who we ultimately want to be, but for the purposes of this episode, I am talking visioning of who you want to be by the end of the year. How do you want to end the year? Do you want to end the year full of regrets? Do you want to end the year being, I am so proud of myself. I accomplished this goal and that goal, and I got to this. I lost X number of pounds, but I also achieved this and this in my life. Or do you want to get to the end of the year and be like, damn, where did the year go? And I was just surviving. And let me be clear. Sometimes we're in a survival year. I had my survival year in 2021, and it's completely fine, and it is completely normal. It's all based on what is going on in your life. And that goes back to what I said about the plan, about do you want to gain, maintain, or lose? Do you want to thrive or survive? And sometimes we are just in a season where it is a blessing that we are surviving. Seriously, right? Other times we're in a season where we're surviving, things are taken care of, everything's going good, and now we can focus on thriving and understand that just because you get to that, I'm going to be thriving right now, doesn't mean you're always going to stay there. It like dips and ebbs and flows. So keep that in mind too. So also don't lose your whole momentum and mess up your entire goal because of the holiday stuff that's out there. Enjoy it, have a little bit of it, and move on with your life. Like, just move on. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to go through all that. But yeah, so hopefully this episode was helpful. If it is, please leave a rating and review in your podcast player of choice. My podcast player of choice is Amazon Music. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you have access to Amazon Music for free. It's a separate app. You download it in the Play Store, and you will have access to millions of songs, albums, podcasts. I use it on my phone. I use it in the car. It's my favorite way to listen to things. And if you're not an Amazon Prime member, I have a free trial for 30 days. That link is down in the show notes. Sign up, check it out, see if you like it. Plus, as a Prime member, you have so many other benefits that I won't even get into right now. But I am going to go ahead and end the episode here. Make sure you are subscribed to the podcast using your podcast player, or make sure you are subscribed on YouTube and hit the notification on either of those apps to make sure you are notified when there is a new episode. I am going to go ahead and go, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Until the next time, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.